Did you know that people spend just 9 seconds on average looking at an email? 30% of emails are looked at for less than 2 seconds, 41% are looked at for 2 to 8 seconds, and only 29% are looked at for more than 8 seconds at a time. This is based on a study done by Leap in 2022. And what this means is that in email marketing, you don't have a lot of time to grab your reader's attention and get them to take action. Thus, your goal should be to make your emails as quick and easy to digest as possible. High converting email design is therefore about much more than aesthetics. In this document, I'm going to be breaking down the exact layout we use across our e-commerce partner brands to design high converting emails from the hero section all the way to the footer. You're going to be learning how to structure your emails for scalability and flow, the simplest design tactics to boost click rates by 20% plus, and where most brands lose conversions and how to fix it. Of course, much more on top of that as well. So let's get straight into it. So the first piece of this video, the first piece of a high converting email design is the hero section, and especially what happens above the fold. And above the fold means that whenever you're opening the email as a reader, whatever you're going to be seeing straight away without having to scroll is the above the fold section. And I'm going to be showing you a good example of a high converting hero section from a space goods email, and I'm going to be breaking it down to you right now. So first of all, a high converting hero section contains a headline, usually 6 to 7 words, bold, punchy, emotionally resonant, and focusing on the main emotional and functional outcome. So this one here is the headline in this case. And it contains a description copy, usually 1 to 2 lines, which is this part here. This one complements the headline, and usually you aim for max 20 to 25 words. Can be also less, here it is a little bit less. And then the CTA button, which is going to be actionable, clear, and benefits focused. And the key there is to keep this above the fold to minimize friction and increase clicks. So basically, what you want the email to achieve, what is the action that you want the readers to take. You want to have a CTA button direct to that action, and you want to keep it above fold. So whenever somebody opens the email, they see the CTA button straight away. They see all of this straight away, and then they can just press and click it straight away without having to scroll at all. So that's going to be minimizing the friction and maximizing the clicks. And then after that, the hero image itself, usually it's like embedded, or like the text and everything is embedded into the image itself. But the hero image is basically this part here. So a visual that aligns with the email topic. It can be aspirational lifestyle image, real life moment, clean product focused image, energetic transformation, or whatever figurative image that you want to be using here, and what actually makes sense for the topic of the email. And then usually want to have it below this section, because if you have this above and then you have the CTA below that, CTA is probably going to go below the fold and it's going to decrease the clicks. So this is why I would say this structure here is definitely the high converting, high click optimizing structure to be using. All right, let's go to the second part. So body copy. Here's an example of that. So basically, while this is still like the hero section, but then this is the body copy itself. So body copy is something that comes after the hero section. It's a short paragraph expanding on the topic of the email. Usually it's going to be addressing the common pain points, hopes, desires, or outcomes the customers care about. If it's something else, it's probably not the type of body copy that makes sense for conversion and click optimization. But here's what it usually should look like in case you're following the high converting email design principles. All right, step 3 is going to be visually engaging content section. So what this means, this is usually an infographic. So for example, table, statistics, bullet point breakdown, product feature or benefits breakdown, comparison chart, whatever kind of infographic that basically allows you to bring more value and information into the email in an easily scannable and readable format. And I have a couple of examples below here. So this is also from Space Goods. Why are origami special? And then you have this, chart or table here with visuals, and then with the main benefits, main features, main ingredients in an easily scannable format. So even if somebody is just reading through the email, scrolling through quickly, and then they can scan through these, understand what the email is about without having to stop there and read every single word. Same thing here with the other example, why you love hydro dust. Benefits here in a visually, engaging format, so you can easily understand what the benefits are. And then there's a check out our video link below that, and then the thumbnail as well. Section 4, this is basically going to be extra sections. So the first 3 are the main ones that we want to be having and we always want to have. But then the extra section here can be something that are added to the email based on the context of the email, based on the angle or topic of the email. So depending on the goal and topic of the email, there can be additional sections before the email ends. The most common ones we usually suggest having are a product feature section, so showcasing products relevant to the email, or then social proof section, including some reviews, testimonials, or public relation mentions or something like that. To note here, maximizing the click rates and conversions from your email requires you to remember to include a final CTA below the final section of the email. So if somebody scrolls down to the whole email and at the bottom of the whole email, you want to make sure that you are giving them a final chance to take the desired action. So here you can see an example of the product features section at the bottom of the email. You celebrate our launch with up to 20% off. Use code MELON, and then you have different product highlights here. Hydro dust, then bundles, and then another bundle here. And then the social proof section. This is a specific review out of this gummy product here by Lisa. And then there's another badge here. Excellent reviews or ratings by Trustpilot. And then the final section at the bottom, which we always want to have, is the footer section. So this is always the last part of the email. And most brands underestimate the importance of this here. But we've actually seen 20% plus relative increases in click rates just by optimizing the footer for clicks following our general optimized footer layout. And the best part here, you can just build the optimized footer once as a universal section within Klaviyo, and then you can reuse it in all the emails after without having to edit it one by one or build it every email or whatever. And here's an example from one of our clients. And then here are the elements that we suggest having to try to point across. So here you can see the elements of an optimized email footer. First of all, trust badges, highlighting the things like review rating, guarantees, USB handling objections, stuff like that. So here we have, for example, free expedited shipping, unlimited doctor support, rated excellent on Trustpilot. Then collection links. This makes it really easy for readers to get to your site to the exact collection they're looking for. And you might also highlight some other buttons here. But the key is that you have some button highlights here in the footer section. So then if somebody scrolls through the whole email, they still haven't taken action. You want to be pushing them to the site. And this simple change here, like adding these buttons here, can actually increase click rates by 20% plus, like I mentioned here, compared to not having any buttons in the footer section. So you definitely want to be pushing as many people as possible to your site, because that's the biggest value and power that email marketing can bring to you. More traffic, more warm traffic to your site. And having these in the footer is a really, really big part of that. All right, other parts of the footer, social media icons like these ones here to support social media growth with evergreen links. Then contact us button, either email or phone number of the customer support. We have it here as this button. Then physical address. This is something that you're legally required to include in the emails. And then unsubscribe link at the bottom, also legal requirement, and also make it clear to avoid spam complaints and maintain healthy deliverability and list hygiene. And then here at the bottom, bonus, if you have an SMS list or a loyalty or like referral program, for example, you might want to promote those in your footer to push more people into those and increase the impact of every single email you're sending. All right, then putting it all together. So I'm going to be now giving a full breakdown of a high converting email design and layout using Space Goods as a case example. So let's go into this Figma of the anatomy of high converting email design, and I'm going to be walking you through this right now. All right, so the anatomy of high converting email design. I'm going to be walking you through this Figma example right now. This is another full email example from Space Goods, free gummies for everyone. And I'm going to be breaking down every single section of this email to you, explaining why it's good, small changes we could make to make it even a little bit better. So first of all, as already gone through, we already went through the first section here, hero section above the fold. So contains a headline, again, like a really punchy headline, then the description copy of 1 to 2 lines that complements the headline itself, and then a big, bold, contrasting, CTA button above the fold. So whenever somebody opens the email, they see this button straight away. They don't have to scroll at all, and they know exactly what they need to do. If they are already warm leads, they don't need to read anything else. Just open the email, see this, and boom, they get straight to the site and take the desired action. So that's the main goal, and that's probably going to get like more than half of the clicks of the email if you optimize the hero section properly. And the CTA button, get my gift, again, actionable, really clear, and just benefits focused basically. Well, in this case, it's just get my gift, but it's simple. You don't need to think about it. You just press it and understand straight away what you need. So free gummies for everyone, get my gift. And what you need to understand here as well is that this is a really, really well structured layout for the design. So this design pattern here is called reverse triangle or reverse pyramid. And what this means is basically, if you look at it, it looks like this funnel pyramid that is on its head, like a triangle that is on its head. So everything is basically leading you. When you are a reader, you're reading the headline, you're reading this, and your eyes are just funneling down straight into that, draw this triangle here, and it's leading straight to the CTA button. So automatically, your eyes are just reading these words quickly, scanning through them, and then pushing you to the CTA. So this is a perfect design layout to be using on the hero section for optimizing clicks and optimizing for conversions. And then the hero image itself, in this case, they're using like this figurative background, and then they're using a clean product shot in this 3D way to make the email a little bit better looking. And these are below the CTA, so the CTA stays above the fold as explained. So this is a really clean hero section for this email. Then we can go to the body copy section. So here you can see why are origami special. There's a short body copy, a short paragraph, 3 to 4 lines, expanding on the topic of the email, addressing common pain points, hopes, desires, or outcomes customers care about. And then this leads straight into the actual like infographic section, the main content section of the email. So in this case, they have this like ingredient breakdown of these products in this visual table format. So you can just, why are origami special? Maybe you don't even read this. Maybe you just scan through the email quickly, but you're going to be able to see moon juice, star juice, and then you're going to be able to pick up some of the ingredients and the features kind of like of the products from here. So boost energy and focus, so benefit, delicious strawberry flavor, benefit or feature or whatever we would call it, and then the ingredients itself and stuff like that. So that's the actual infographic section. That's the main section of the email in that sense. And then you go to the product feature section, so the added sections here at the bottom that we talked about. Pick your perfect pairing, and then you have get my gift, rainbow dust plus star juice, astro dust plus star juice, rainbow dust plus moon juice, and then astro dust plus moon juice. And it's showcasing the main combinations that you can have and pushing to these bundle gifts straight away in the email. And then at the bottom, the final section before the footer is the social proof section. So including reviews, testimonials, or public relation mentions relevant to the product or topic of the email. And in this case, the topic of the email is the juice gummies. So there you have relevant review, really specific review out of that product. I definitely notice a difference in my energy and alertness, and they taste just like normal gummy sweets. Really love them. So I would recommend adding into this part here is the bottom CTA below this section. So right now you can see that if somebody scrolls, they don't press anything even here. They're probably pretty warm leads because they read the whole email, but they still haven't pressed anything. Now, if they are finally convinced after reading this social proof section here, we would definitely want to have something for them to take action, so they don't have to scroll back up and press any of these, but they would have a direct CTA here, get my gift again under this section. So that's something I would definitely add to increase clicks even more and increase conversions even more. But that's a small thing, a small note that we always follow in our own design optimization principles. Section here, it has trust badges, social media icons here, subscription portal link. So this is good for this kind of context when a brand is a subscription brand. Then the physical address here at the bottom, and then unsubscribe link. What is missing here that we already talked about that usually increases click rates a lot is having the category sections here. So I would definitely add the category sections here into the footer as an evergreen section to increase click rates and conversion rates from all of the emails they are sending at all times. And I can show you here. We could, for example, have 4 buttons shop by function. In the hero section, we could have, hydrate, focus, sleep, and shop all. And then we would just add them here into this, square pattern into the footer, maybe between this section and this section. And this would increase our click rates probably at least 10% per email or something like that. But yeah, that's another small point on top of the point here that I made about adding a CTA here. So just small conversion optimization, click optimization points, but otherwise this is really, really good. So let's go to the final rating, 9 out of 10. Only things that we would change are, first of all, adding the CTA at the bottom below the review block giving people who scroll to the end a final chance to take the desired action. So as I said, adding a CTA here, and then updating the default footer section to include contact us link. So that's something we also are missing. I forgot to mention it. So they don't have a contact us like support CTA here in the footer section. And then also adding the category of collection links, kind of like this, to push more traffic to our site with HTML. And yeah, this is an example of how it could look. We could also have other categories or other buttons there. We could have like shop all, contact us, FAQ, whatever. But this is one format that it could look like, just as an example. But that's pretty much it. That's a good example of a high converting, high clickable, like really clickable email, highly engaging email, also aesthetic and smooth design as well. But then just with these small changes to this part and then to this part, we could actually make it 10 out of 10. But this is already a great job by the Space Goose team. All right, that's it. So I'm Better Branded. I'm the CEO of GrowTrigger. We're the #1 Klaviyo partner in Finland, specializing in retention marketing for Shopify brands. You can find my email here. You can find my social media profiles here. You're going to be having a link to this whole doc coming with the video in the video description on YouTube. Now, if you have any questions on the strategies I explained here, you want to learn more about them, or you want us to help you implement the strategies, go ahead and take your 60-second email health quiz from here, or book your free consultation and audit from the link here. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.